Hello and welcome back, CPC fans. I am Akshi, also known as Golden Volkrona, and today we have the co-owner of the CPC in the interview.
Hello guys, Phalop here.
Yeah, so for the questions, we have a few questions here that Joey put in the analyst chat. And the first one being, how do you feel about your performance last season, and how will you try to improve this season?
Yeah, so last season I had a little bit of a tough season because it was, I think, one of the few times I did actually not make playoffs. It was barely, and I had a really strong division with A12 being one of the finalists, and the other one was Rob Junior. So it was definitely a tough season. I felt that the team I drafted, I thought on paper it was actually quite well, and I thought I had much of it covered. But actually, when building, I saw quite many flaws, and certain months had to run or either almost the same every week or just in certain ways because otherwise it was just weak to certain months or just moves in general, and that was really hard actually. So it was mainly that the fact that my draft was not that great when I was building with it, that I was not quite comfortable with it. So I think definitely for this season I want a team where there's more versatility, and also that I can just have a nice time building, and not that I have to run certain months specifically every time in a certain way, so that I'm not pressured to do that. I think when I can build freely, I can be the best because my building is a lot better than my actually battling abilities.
Yeah, definitely. So this is not in the questions, but I'm wondering, how do you feel about your draft this season then? Have you improved?
So I will not go over it too much because I don't know if my analysis will be up first or not. But mainly, yeah, I quite like my draft. I think it's might be a little bit more offensive or even more scarier on paper than it was last season. Um, I think I also drafted a good portion of the monster I had never used before, or just used like for 1 week or such. So that's always really nice. I also try to do that most of the time, to have a few months that I had not previously used that I quite want to use in the format, and I also have that this season. So I quite am looking forward to start building and battling with this team.
Yeah, I see. And talking about your Pokemon usage experience, the next question is, how much Draft League experience do you have?
Yeah, so I think I started back in Gen 6. It's quite a few years ago. In the meantime, I still have quite some experience. First, I was in quite a few smaller leagues, and also I always have been in leagues pretty much with Anthony Zezo. He was in the first ever league I was in. He also helped me throughout draft leagues and just getting better in general. I think later on, one of the few first big league, more well-known leagues I joined was the GPC. I've been there for 2 seasons, made playoffs in both of them. First time I think I lost in quarters to Shadi, pretty close match, pretty hexy match too. And last season I lost in semis to Eton, which also I could have won if I made certain plays, and also it's a little bit hexy. So of course, a little bit hard, but I've been 2 seasons GPC, and now this is also the third season actually already in the CPC. And I think in the meantime, I joined a tournament. I joined the GOT, got there to quarters. Also got hexed out. As of late, I'm getting hexed more than I should have, but it's part of the game. But I think that's most of my experience over the years.
Yeah, hacks are definitely unfortunate, and despite that, how confident are you going into the season then?
Yeah, so I don't even remember what I said last season, but I think after last season's performance, I think definitely playoffs, and I still think that I'm definitely a great playoff contender. So I don't. I first want to try to lock my playoff spot, and once we got there, I will of course aim to win my first ever title, and I think this is a team capable of doing so. So first, like, try to lock playoff.
Yeah, so would you feel that your division is somewhat easier this season as A12 and Rob aren't in it?
Yeah, I won't say that actually, because I think it's a pretty tough conference this time, because we changed the system a little bit, so it's a little bit different. Like last season, we had like own division, so you played everyone twice there, which was, yeah, of course pretty hard with A12 and Rob. And then this time around with conferences, we play each other only once, so that's always a little bit different, of course. So I think it's more that the single matches matter more this season than they did last season. While last season your division matches mattered more. So of course it's quite different, but I think both conferences are quite well balanced, and I think yeah, there are. I think in every conference, quite some guys can make it. So it's pretty hard to make top four in your conference, I think.
Yeah, speaking of good players, who do you think is the most skilled coach in in this season of CPC Majors?
Yeah, so that's a pretty hard question, because yeah, we have quite a stacked roster, and also if you just solely look at last season, of course, then I think the two main guys to beat are Techno and Jake, because Jake went undefeated in the regular season, which was quite a feat, and Techno managed to win it all. But over just the grand scheme of things, I think the two guys I would look out for are mainly Aberford and Rob Jr. I think Rob Jr. is just a really solid battler in general, and also this season in the MPO Majors, he's doing quite well. I think he's getting better by the day. And Aberford is just, for me, it's one of the guys I can't put my hold on. Most of the times he plays really offensively, and yeah, it's really hard to predict him. And if he puts a lot of time and effort into this league, I think he's definitely one of the guys that can take it all. So I think those guys mainly there, and of course my brother also is always scary. Also, will be facing him this season. I think that will be the first time in Gen 7 that we face, so that's pretty hard actually.
Yeah, that'll be a very interesting match. Um, and well, about your channel now. Do you upload anything else than draft leagues on your channel?
No, at the moment, and for the most of the time, my channel is just to upload my draft leagues. And I have been thinking in the past quite some time for, okay, is there maybe anything else, maybe just draft league content, but or just other games that I would enjoy putting on my channel. And of course, but I've considered it, and yeah, really thought about it. But the problem as of late is that I've been quite busy because I'm currently working on my thesis right now for my master's. So it's hard to find time to invest into my channel. So yeah, as of now, I'm most of the time just only doing draft leagues.
Yeah, okay, good luck with your masters then. And
Thank you.
also, for the final question, how can the viewers that enjoy your draft league content get a hold of you?
Yeah, so mainly I have a YouTube channel that's just I have to remember what the exact handle is because it changes quite. It has been changed. I think it's. I think you have to, yeah, it's just Phalop, but it might have been that the first like the first I don't know how you call it in English, but it's just it was first, I think, King Lord 995 or something. So I don't know which one you have to look up, but of course it will also just be in the description below.
Yeah, and it'll be on the template as well.
Oh, okay, even that, so that's even better. And I think the main part, yeah, you can try to reach out on Twitter. I have a Twitter, but most of the time you will probably just share a Discord server with me. So I think it's best to just PM me on Discord. I'm pretty active right there. I will probably respond almost right away. So if you want to ask me something about my draft, or just in general about the format, or about the CPC, because I'm one of the commissioners, you can always hit me up on Discord. I think that's the best way, actually.
Yeah, thank you, Phalop, and thank you all for watching.
Mm-hmm.
See you till next time.
See you.